I changed my entire life the moment I stopped forcing things in the physical world and started mastering them in the inner world. And I'm going to explain to you what that means in detail today, because everything you're seeing right now in my life, or even any of my other videos that you've seen, all has happened through the law of attraction and now the law of assumption. I was introduced to the law of assumption by Neville Goddard's teachings, and mainly because he uses biblical emphasis on creating your reality through imagination, which is basically the law of attraction. However, in this case, it's law of assumption, which is living in the end result, which I have never really thought of or never really did, because with law of attraction, it's like, okay, you want to become that, but assuming that it's already there, it's about forgetting the how rather than literally becoming delusional, right? And law of assumption makes you become a little bit of delusional. Neville says your imagination creates your reality, and I took that seriously. I stopped waiting for motivation. I stopped waiting for the right time or the circumstances to change me. I decided who I was, I assumed it, and I kept living from that version of me until the world had no choice but to match it. Let me tell you what that means. I wanted to move out of my apartment so bad. Like, I was really over it. I was living in that apartment for about 5 to 6 years now, and I just wanted to change. Like, I started even losing motivation when I would go home. I'm like, I just want to live somewhere different. But the parameters that I wanted were really strict. So I had a specific budget I wanted to hit. I had, a specific neighborhood I wanted to stay in. And I also had just requirements when you're moving, right? And it wasn't working out at all. And when I started practicing law of assumption, mainly I would say around end of July, beginning of August is when I really started. And we're in November 2025. So a few weeks after I started Law of Assumption, I got an email from a property management team that I actually saw one of their units, but I passed on it because I just didn't like it. And they had another unit very similar, actually much better, to be honest, in my opinion. And they wanted me to come see it. And next thing you know, I'm signing a lease to a new apartment. So automatically within a couple of weeks, my life started changing, because Neville says, and hear me when I say this, when you are truly practicing the law of assumption, your life could change within 3 days. That is 72 hours. There's a 3-day challenge he does. And I literally saw things starting to change within a couple of weeks. And that's what I meant by until the world had no choice but to match it, because I was already living in the state of the end, the wish fulfilled in the end. The universe was like, okay, I gotta make it happen. I have to make it happen. And on top of that, I'm also praying, because I'm a devout Christian Orthodox. So I'm also using my prayers, and I'm also using law of attraction, law of assumption. And within 2 to 3 months, everything started changing. So this apartment did not just show up out of luck, right? My peace didn't show up out of luck. My clients didn't show up out of luck. My confidence didn't show up out of luck. It all started with a shift in who my identity was. It started with me shifting my thought process to, okay, I already have it. I already have, hundreds of clients looking for me. So once I changed the story I was telling myself, everything outside of me started reorganizing. I also don't share every detail of what I'm manifesting, because I'm a firm believer, which, all of the teachings, including the Bible, says it, because the seed that you plant needs to grow in silence. It's always good to just keep it all in the dark, because as Neville says, when you plant a seed, you plant it into soil, it's dark. The plant does not grow and come out to the light until it's ready. And that's how your manifestations should be as well. My job is to hold the assumption and live in the end, right? So my job right now is to act like everything that I want is already here. I'm already doing it. So every morning when I wake up, I act from the version of who I am. And that includes making my bed, like I said, walking my dogs, getting my coffee, doing my hair, preparing myself for the day. And honestly, the funny and best thing about all of this is once you start living this way, once you start living in the end result, your environment starts catching up to you faster than you expect. And you're like, whoa, you start to question the universe. Like, can I really handle this? Or is it okay for me to have all of this? And yeah, it is, because you attracted it, because you're aligned. And so I moved like a CEO before I had a team or clients, right? Like, I already operated like a 500-year enterprise when I was building my healthcare tech company. When I am creating the content that, I'm making, I'm already thinking about how I've already posted it and how like people are engaging. The girl I used to be before would second guess everything, but now I let my future self decide for me. I let my mind frame create my reality. When people start to see how you are on the outside, they assume that you had life very easy, that things were just thrown at you, but they don't understand the sacrifices that it takes, like the small little steps that you have to take, which I call planting your seeds in order to reap the benefits. And when people just start to see the benefits, they don't understand the sacrifice and the hard work. So honestly, if you're listening to this is your first reminder you don't wait for motivation, because motivation lasts so long. You need discipline and consistency. You can be as motivated as you want to be, but if you're not getting up and doing the things that you say you're going to do and investing in yourself, especially as a woman, then it doesn't even matter how motivated you are. You might as well throw it out the window, right? Don't wait for money. You don't need money to make changes. You need a different mind frame, and money will flow to you. That's why it's called cash flow, right? Stop waiting for money. I wish I learned this a long time ago. You don't need money to run a business. If you are a woman, you don't need money to do certain things. You can do things absolutely at no cost nowadays, and then the money will start flowing. Just start manifesting through your mind and imagination. Also, don't wait for permission. You do not need to wait for permission from anyone. Like, you're an adult, you pay your own bills, and at the end of the day, like, asking for permission is not something that's relevant to your life for growth. So take this moment to decide who you are, what you want to be, and you will start to see the world catching up to everything that you are imagining. And the great part is you don't have to do anything out of the ordinary or extreme to start leveling up your life and to start changing, right? Some days it could be as simple as making your bed, taking a walk, cleaning up your space, showing up for yourself even when no one's watching, like being your own cheerleader, right? And holding yourself accountable. People think transformation is loud, and it's really not. It's really just small habits done quietly, consistently, until one day your life feels completely different, right? It's sticking to those habits every single day. If you've been feeling stuck, start with one tiny thing. Maybe drink some water, do 10 minutes of cleaning, a little bit of yoga, meditate, take a shower. Make every little moment, like when you stretch out your arms and put on your lotion, or when you even step into the bathtub, make every single little moment romantic. Like, make it something that fulfills you, because these are things that maybe when you get old you may not have the opportunity to do, right? So start to appreciate what you already have. You don't have to overhaul your life. Just signal to yourself that you're ready for more, and more will start to come immediately. So once I changed who I assumed myself to be, everything else aligned naturally. The habits you think that you lack aren't actually the problem. You just haven't accepted the identity of the version of who does them effortlessly. Let me give you an example. In the book Atomic Habits, they talk about people who want to quit smoking, right? There are people who say, oh, I'm quitting now, or people who say, I don't smoke, or people who say, I used to smoke. The way that you word like something so simple as trying to quit a habit really triggers if you're going to actually make it or not. Let me give you an example. In the book Atomic Habits, the way that you say that you will quit smoking cigarettes determines if you're really going to quit or not. So most people say, oh, I'm trying to quit, or I used to smoke. What you're supposed to say is, I'm not a smoker. That's it. It gives you a different feeling. You've already assumed that you're not a smoker. You don't even think about that you've smoked. Every day you say, I'm not a smoker, and that is how you quit a habit. And this is how you create a habit as well, right? If you want a brand new car, I have a brand new car. I have a brand new Honda. I have a brand new Toyota or a Lexus, whatever it is that you want. So if you want a cleaner home, assume you're a woman who keeps her space sacred. Do you want to be consistent? Assume you're someone who follows through. Do you want more confidence? Assume the version of who you already are is confident. Identity is first, action is second, and reality is third. Okay, you have to assume the identity of whatever or whoever it is you want to become first, and then the actions follow, right? And then the reality, the outcome is inevitable. So remember, if you're watching this and you feel like you're behind or you feel like you're, late, remember, first of all, better late than never. You are not behind. You are in preparation. I tell my dad this all the time. He's like in his 60s and I'm like, dude, like you have time. Like, my dad doesn't even look like he's 60. He's so healthy. And I try to give him ideas to jumpstart businesses. So you're not behind. You're in preparation. Okay, so if you like what you heard, like, comment, and share, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.